Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the CWG meeting. Thank you for coming. I'm going to begin with a list of the people I see. I'm going to read off the names, the people who are joining today. I'm Kirsten Yucatel from SANDAG. Also from SANDAG with us today is Lauren Lee, Suzanne Martinez, Sam Sanford, Richard Radcliffe. You have to give me 1 second because my screen just changed. And I think that is it from SANDAG. Also with us, Nesamani Kalendir from CARB, Roger Sanchez from Caltrans, Madeline Matson from the County of San Diego, Jacqueline Kars, Mike Ranga, Erica Vaca, Kimberly Dodson, and John Kelly. If I have mispronounced any of your names, I apologize. Please do let me know if I do that so that you don't have to listen to me mispronounce it month after month. And also if I have missed anyone who's here. Any participants I didn't list? Okay. Okay, well, we'll start with public comments. If we have any members of the public with us today, we're not a Brown Act body, but we do welcome the public. And so there is the opportunity for the public to comment on any issues they might like. So I'll just wait one moment. Hearing none, we'll move on to any member comments. Any announcements anyone wants to make? Okay.
This is John Kelly at EPA. Hi. I just want to say that the proposal on the district's severe plan for ozone is in the signature chain right now, and that includes a proposed approval of transportation conformity budgets.
Do you have a sense of when that process will be complete?
It's in the signature chain. It should be finished with that this week, and published in the Federal Register within the next several weeks.
Okay, thank you.
We'll have outreach. We'll do emails. I'm sure SANDAG is on there.
Any other questions for John about that before we move on? Okay, thank you, John.
Thank you.
Any other member comments or announcements?
I can make a quick announcement, Kirsten.
Oh, perfect, Richard.
Sorry, just wanted to give the group a heads up that we'll be releasing likely at the end of next week the current formal amendment that we have to the 23 RTIP for public notice and for interagency consultation. So just keep a heads up, an eye out for any announcements related to that. Good.
Okay, thank you. Any more member announcements? Okay. So moving on to the third item, meeting minutes. They were attached to the agenda, and if I've forgotten anyone, if anyone who attended is not listed, please let me know. If there are any corrections that need to be made, please let me know that as well. Okay. Okay, Lauren, will you move ahead one slide? So agenda item 4 is the 2023 RTIP amendment and consistency determination, and we're bringing you the consultation criteria for this item today. I do want to provide a little bit of context for this item. Why don't we move to the next slide, please? As members of this group know, our board amended our 2021 regional plan in October to remove the road usage charge. And as part of the approval process for the conformity determination for the amendment to the 2021 regional plan, we are completing a consistency determination for the 2023 RTIP. During this process, we have become aware of a couple of open to traffic dates that have shifted, and have moved conformity years. So these were projects that were open to be open in 2025 that are in the RTIP that will now not be open until after 2026. So in addition to making a consistency determination, we are making those changes in the RTIP to those projects and also redetermining consistency for the amendment to the 2021 plan. SANDAG has not in the past amended regional plans, so this is somewhat uncharted territory for us. So we are endeavoring to be as conservative and complete as possible. But if there are concerns or suggestions from this group, we would welcome the input. I'm bringing you the various criteria today, and then we'll distribute the draft and have the 30-day comment period and then put it out for public comment. So the regular process, just more layers than we are used to. So again, if anyone has any suggestions or concerns, we would appreciate hearing them. Next slide, please. So this is our anticipated schedule for amending the RTIP and completing the consistency determination. I didn't put redetermining consistency for the amendment to the 2021 plan because it made for an enormous heading on these slides and also is confusing with so many amendments, but you will see that in the draft that gets circulated to you. So we are completing the modeling and analysis right now. We're hoping to submit the draft consistency determination and RTIP amendment to this group for review middle of this month, ideally. And then after the 30-day comment period and review period for the CWG, we'll release the draft determination for public comment, and we are hoping to take it to our board in February or March. Next slide, please. So for this RTIP amendment and consistency determination, we are using MFAC 17. We are modeling for the 2008 and 2015 ozone standards, consistent with the 2020 SIP. So this is the same as for the amendment to the 21 plan, and in fact, for the 2021 plan itself. Next slide, please. Our baseline year is the same, it's 2016. We'll be modeling 2026, 2029, 2032, 2040, and 2050. Next slide, please. And I know I'm running through this rather quickly, so if there's any slide on which someone wants to comment or stop me, please do so. We'll be using ABM 2+. This is the same version of ABM 2+ that we use for the amendment to the 2021 regional plan. No changes to that. Next slide, please. And similarly, we will be using the Series 14 regional growth forecast, which again is the same regional growth forecast as used for the amendment to the 2021 regional plan. So I know that this group received a presentation on the Series 14 regional growth forecast in the context of the amendment. And there have been no changes made to it since then. Next slide, please. As far as the projects in the 2023 RTIP amendment and consistency determination, there are no new capacity increasing projects, no changes to the exempt project list. There are the slight modifications that I mentioned at the start. We do have two projects that were already in the RTIP, jurisdiction projects in the regional arterial system that were scheduled to open to traffic in 2025 and are now opening to traffic after 2026. So they are jumping an air quality conformity year. We have done in our initial modeling for this, we have already completed that, and there have been no significant changes from a conformity perspective due to these crossing of conformity years. The TCMs, as this group knows, were fully invested and funded some time back, and we continue fully implemented, I should say. We continue to invest in them. There have been no changes to those for the 2023 RTIP amendment and consistency determination. And as far as the public involvement and opportunity to comment on this, the RTIP amendment and consistency determination will be released for 30-day public comment period in early 2024 and will be obviously agendized at a board meeting. Next slide, please. The financial assumptions for the 2023 RTIP amendment and consistency determination are the same as for the amendment to the 2021 regional plan. There have been no changes, and there are no funding changes in this amendment and consistency determination. Next slide, please. Oh, I'm sorry, Lauren, do you want to go back one slide? I feel like that was very, very rapid. So if anyone has any questions or comments on any of these criteria, I want to pause for anyone to ask those questions or make those comments.
Hey, Kristen, this is Nesamani from CARB.
Hi, Nesamani.
Yeah, thanks for walking us through the criteria and everything. So if I have to, couple of points, just more clarification. It's not like even a question there. Just to understand this, the real change that you're making from the adopted plan to this amendment is the slight change in the opening dates of those two projects. Is that the real crux of the change?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they're very minor, and our modeling results don't show any significant impacts, and we are in conformity. But because we were aware of them, it seemed more comprehensive to update the RTIP accordingly, and then submit that conformity determination and consistency and redetermine conformity for the amendment to the 2021 plan.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for clarifying that. The second point, I know you're using MFAC 2017, but I was about to even say it in my comments there. The grace period for MFAC 2017 was ended like November 15th, but I assume the amendment process was started well before the grace period. So that's right to, okay, then you are okay to use the MFAC 17 itself.
And we had thought about it was started before, and it does allow us to have some consistency between both the plan and then the amendment. The amendment process was begun back in 22 September, I believe. I'd have to check the exact month that we opened consultation on it, but I think it was September.
Okay, thank you. That's all. I just want to make sure, and that's clear to everybody. Yeah.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Well, to Lauren, do you want to advance one slide? To just repeat the schedule, we hope to send you the draft conformity determination for this amendment to the 2023 RTIP and consistency determination and redetermination for the amendment to the 2021 regional plan in another week or two for the 30-day review period. If any questions come up in the interim or concerns, please reach out to me. And we will expect to hold our January meeting so that there is an opportunity to discuss the conformity determination as a group if there are questions or concerns or suggestions about that draft once you've had a chance to review it. And then it will go out to the public, and then it will go to our board. So our next agenda item is actually Nesamani giving us an MFAC update. So I will turn it over to him.
Yeah, thanks, Kristen. Good morning, everyone, again. So as I said earlier in my previous remarks there, the MFAC 2021 was approved in 2022, and then the grace period ended November 15th this year. So moving forward, we all should use MFAC 2021 for any conformity determination purposes. So given that, and then meanwhile, we also worked with US EPA, submitted the heavy-duty I&M adjustment factor, and US EPA has approved 50% of the reduction for any conformity determination. Okay, so if you are anybody's using the latest MFAC 2021 model or even 2017 model, in this case, like in San Diego's case, they're using 2017 model, you can take 50% of the heavy-duty I&M adjustment factor to demonstrate the conformity. The adjustment factor is available on our website. If anybody is interested, I'm happy to share it with you as well. That's a quick update in that regard, MFAC 2021. But meanwhile, CARB staff, the MFAC team is developing the next version of the MFAC model as well. We conducted the first workshop early this year, and then we are planning to conduct the second workshop January 17th. The workshop notice went out maybe early this week. So if anybody is interested, I strongly encourage you to participate in that workshop itself. The purpose of this workshop is going to mainly focus on new methodology that the next version of the model will use, as well as the data sources that we are going to use for that model itself. So that's the kind of a quick summary here. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Nesimani?
I have one question, Kirsten.
Okay.
Nesimani, hi.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if the MFAC 21 model has the EV adoption rates that are more aggressive that's coming out of CARB recently. And I'm not sure if I even said that right, but I think the latest CARB standards you guys have viewed EV adoption rates as being higher than in the past. And is that reflected in the 21 MFAC?
No, thanks, Kate. Yeah, the ACC2 regulation was adopted by our board last year and approved. It went through the whole process, and even OALS approved it. But to answer your question, Keith, directly, no, the MFAC 2021 didn't include that ACC2 fleet mix. That will be reflected in the next version of the model. When the MFAC 2021 model was developed and went through the EPA process, at that time, our board didn't adopt the regulation, so we can't reflect those before board adopting those regulations. So yeah, we don't have it. Like ACC1, like just to be clear, ACC Advanced Clean Car 1 regulation was reflected in the MFAC 2021 model. Yeah.
Are you proposing any some kind of off-model adjustment, or just to not that?
Not yet. Let me speak very specifically. I know we could have this conversation in the SB 375 world as well, Keith. So I'm trying to distinguish it very clearly, given that I wear both hats. So I want to be very clear and straightforward here. For conformity purpose, no, we can't use it until US EPA approves those regulations as part of a SIP to take credit for it. So right now, if I have to say, none of the motor vehicle emission budgets exist for any MPO in the state. It didn't include ACC2 regulation at all. Maybe that's a commitment we made as a CARB, as a state agency made as a commitment that will be approved as part of the 70 PB SIPs in the future when US EPA acts on it. So at that time, you can take it. By the time, hopefully, MFAC next version will reflect that. Just slightly deviating towards the SB 375 program, there are lots of conversations happening. We are going to have a meeting with the MPOs next week, Keith, like December 14th, I think. Yeah, December 14th. At that time, we can talk about it. The MPOs can use the ACC2 fleet mix that's available if they want to use it for auto operating cost purposes or any other purposes, or even taking any off-model strategy credit, like beyond what state is already doing, state and federal agencies are doing. That could be discussed as part of the SB 375 program and take some credits for charging infrastructure or any incentives that local agencies or regional agencies providing for that. So I hope it's clear. I know I'm going a little bit in a cryptic way, but I'm happy to expand anything there.
Any more questions for Nesimani? Okay. Next slide, please, Lauren. So I feel like that was like a speed meeting of the CWG. But those are our only two agenda items other than our standard topics. Our next meeting is January 3rd. And as I said, we're hoping to have that as an opportunity to discuss any member comments on the draft conformity determination. But if anything comes up before then, please let me know. Obviously, this group will hear from us as we have the draft to circulate. And barring any remaining comments or questions, just pause for a minute. Then we'll adjourn. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next month. Have a good holiday.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.